Guys, welcome back to the Fantasy Football Dojo. In this video, we're going to be talking about who you could trade Davante Adams for. So, Davante Adams is the dude that I had recently on my panic videos that I posted back on Tuesday. And I basically talk about how I'm slightly nervous about Davante Adams going forward because of how bad the Raiders are. But I also, preface that by saying he is still going to be really serviceable for you and really good and probably a top like seven, top six wide receiver moving forward. But because of his name value and because people know that what he's capable of doing, you can probably still sell him or trade him for a lot at the moment, right? So if you're like a struggling team and you really just don't want to sit with the highs and lows of Devontae Adams, I think you should be trying to shop him. Now, the problem with these types of videos is that it's super situational, right? It's based on like your league, like who's bad in your league and what players they have and how desperate they are. Maybe if they're on a losing streak versus a win streak. Like there's so many variables that dictate like who you should be trading for, who you should be trading with. But we're gonna try to like construct like a general thesis about like what types of trades you could potentially make and what like I'd be comfortable making, right? So the best way to make trades, in my opinion, is to head over to the Fantasy Pros rest of season rankings. Now, essentially, what they do is they factor in like strength of schedule. They factor in the strength of schedule for the playoffs, right? So like how strong the schedule is in the playoffs, and then obviously just weekly projections, and then they figure out like where those players should be ranked, right? So I don't know how much parity there are in these different rest of seasons rankings videos, but for the most part, I like to follow that, right? I just think it's like a group of experts that all kind of determine, right, these rest of season rankings. So I will just say this before we move on, guys. If you do have very specific trade advice and you're looking for trade advice, head over to the Discord channel. I'm going to post a link to it at the top of the description on this video. Join the Discord and basically post your situation, right? We might even be able to do a thing where if you post your league and what system you're actually playing, if it's Sleeper, Yahoo, or ESPN, I can actually punch that into a platform that I have, and I can see your entire league. I can see all your league mates. So stay tuned for that, guys. I'm gonna post a Discord channel. And moving on to the rest of season rankings, dude. I guess we'll just go through this together. And we'll look, and as you can see, Devonte Adams is ranked number 8 on the rest of season rankings. Um, that's not bad. Like I said, that's top 10. He does have a strong playoff schedule, but number 8 for Devonta Adams is obviously not what you wanted, not what you had in mind when you drafted him, right? He's kind of dipping down this list little by little every week. He was like in the top 5 after like the first couple weeks. But anyway, basically there's two theses or two directions that I like to take with trades. I like typically doing 2 for 2s when they include top players like this, right? Now you could, let's say you lack depth. You could take Devontae and flip him for a down a tier wide receiver and a obviously down a tier like a running back too. Now what does that mean, right? That means that you'd be taking Devontae Adams and you would be moving him for potentially a dude like Devonte Smith, a dude like Zay Flowers, Michael Pittman Jr. If you could swing that, I think that's like a good target. Mike Evans would be fucking god tier if you can somehow get Mike Evans for Devonte, plus a running back. So heading over to the running back thing, choosing a running back from like the 14 to 24 range, probably the latter end of that, just because that might be overpaying for the dude that you're trading with. But again, this has to do with really like what players do your league mates have. So some guys that I like moving forward, obviously Isaiah Pacheco is like a target. If you can package Devonte Adams for a wide receiver 2 plus Isaiah Pacheco, that's something that I would be trying to do ASAP because I think Isaiah Pacheco will continue to feast. I mean, just look at that 5-star rest of season schedule, 4-star playoff schedule. He's a dude that I traded for in my main league. I'm super stoked that I traded for him. So moving back to the wide receiver list, let's say you want to trade Devonte Adams. Now you can either do this downgrade at wide receiver but upgrade at running back. So let's say you package Devontae plus like an RB2 that you have. You can either get a better wide receiver and a worse running back, or a better running back and a worse wide receiver. So for example, let's say you do Devontae Adams and you somehow package him with a running back to get Jamar Chase. right? You're probably going to have to downgrade at that running back. So let's say at running back, you're giving him Raheem Mostert, right? You're probably going to have to settle for receiving in return, like a Javonte Williams, like a Rashad White, Damian Pierce. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that kind of thought process kind of makes sense to you guys, where you need to make the deal sweet for the dude you're trading with, right? And based on the desperation of that manager, it can kind of help you determine how sweet you need to make the deal. Some guys are just like dying to get off of players. Like if you wanted to do like Davante Adams, and let's say you have like a Jerome Ford, right? Davante and Jerome Ford, you could potentially trade him to the dude who owns like Austin Eckler. That'd be crazy, right? If you can somehow get Eckler for Davante Ford, and then Eckler plus like somebody that you can just like plug into your lineup, right? Like Eckler plus Tyler Lockett or some shit like that. I don't know if they would actually do that, but like Eckler and DeAndre Hopkins. I know Hopkins owners are pretty frustrated at the moment just because his team is just so bad, right? They don't throw the ball very much, and it looks like Will Levis is going to be coming in. That's me as a Hopkins owner. I'm pretty worried about that. But that's my thinking, guys. I know this isn't like the most insightful video, but I think it's just meant to like direct you guys on like what types of trades you can make that'll actually get done, right? The problem is people are always sending out just dog shit trades that never get accepted because you're getting like the two best players in the deal always. You're gonna have to downgrade a tier at either running back or quarterback or tight end. You can do the same thing that I said, where you package a Devontae plus a weaker tight end for a weaker wide receiver and a stronger tight end, right? Maybe you can get Mark Andrews in the deal. Those are my thoughts. I hope that helps you guys. Um, if it did, man, why don't you give me a subscribe, dude? It helps the channel. Helps. Hit me in the comments, dude. Let me know what you guys think about these videos. Let me know if you have any. Let me know what trades you have made with Adams. Super curious to see what you guys have been doing. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.